Hi, Joanna.
Hi, Daniel. How are
How
you?
I'm doing I'm doing really thankful, okay?
I know,
I'm
I'm
doing
quite at the same page.
exactly. I'm doing really thankful to be here with you, to spend time with you. I'm in beautiful South Beach, Miami, and soaking up the sun and having a different experience than New York City. But first of all, before we begin, I just want to wish you a very amazing day because I do believe that today is a very special day in Greece,
Yes,
right?
that's true. Oh, you know.
Ah,
Ah, you know.
yes, it's your name day, right?
Actually, tomorrow is my name day, but today is an even more powerful day because it's the day where we celebrate light. It's a celebration of light.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah,
Celebration of light. So, can we create some light today with all of our beautiful friends?
of course. Hopefully.
So I'm
Oh,
a little early on the name day thing.
it's okay. It's tomorrow.
Okay,
Very,
okay.
very close by.
Well, I have to tell you, I have to confess. So in my advanced class that I'm teaching right now, I have this wonderful, wonderful gentleman. His name's Nico, and he's Greek. And of course, I told him, I said, listen, he knew that I was in Greece with you last year and all that.
Mhm.
And he said, um, he goes, oh my God. He goes, what's her name? I said, Joanna. And he goes, oh my God, tomorrow's a very, very special day, very, very important day. Wish her happy name day. And I was like, okay, I will. And I said, I'm totally going to surprise her. And he's like, great.
That was a surprise. I mean, I thought I knew you. I thought you knew about the other name day because in Greek, phos means light, and there are names like the female name is Fotini, the male name is Fotis, and it's all about celebrating light.
I
So
think that would be my Greek name. My Greek name would be Fotis.
totally.
Totally.
Fotis,
I
yes.
am Fotis. How do you say I am in Greece? Like, how would you say I am Fotis?
Email Fotis.
Imophotis, exactly.
Perfect.
Amazing. So,
Eh,
welcome everyone to our second live of the Soulmate experience. This live series is to give you a little bit of taste of a really, really incredible thing that Joanna and I are creating together. It is called we're calling it the Soulmate Experience. And the Soulmate Experience is going to be a 3-day workshop, and it's going to be really, really powerful. The first day, we're going to talk about the history of soulmates and different ways to connect to soulmates. For example, through astrology and through mythology and all these kind of things. We're going to talk about why people want soulmates, why we've identified it as something that's so important in our lives. And so we're going to do a huge workshop on the first day, and then the second and the third day are going to be your certification for the Theta Healing Soulmate Practitioner course. And there are a
Yeah.
few prerequisites for that. You do have to have completed basic, advanced, and dig deeper Theta Healing classes. But don't worry, if you don't have any of those, you can still come to day one and have the experience. And then once you actually end up doing those 3 courses, then we'll get you in the next soulmate experience because Joanna and I really, really are passionate about making this something that we do regularly. If you would like to learn more about how you can take those classes or anything about theta healing, we're going to give you all that information at the end. But today we're going to give you a little bit of a teaser about one of the subjects that we're really, really excited to touch base on, and we'll expand on much more in the Soulmate Experience class. Right, Joanna?
Yes, definitely.
Right. So,
So,
Joanna, that people always ask me is, I don't understand. I keep asking for my soulmate. I keep asking, I keep asking, and he or she is not showing up, like what's the problem? Because we know metaphysically there's a law in the universe that says ask and ye shall receive. So what could possibly be standing in the way of people not manifesting their soulmate?
Oh my
If they're
gosh,
asking for it.
where
Right.
should I start? There's so many reasons why. First of all, one very common reason is they are not recognizing the person. Like the person may be already in their lives.
Wow.
And they are not recognizing the person as their soulmate. You know, they take them for granted or whatever, or, oh no, this is not my soulmate. But if they start shifting their perspective on what they want in a soulmate and what they want to receive from a soulmate, then this might change and shift.
Yeah. You know,
So
it's interesting too. Exactly, because you and I, right before we started the live, we were talking about how very often people will be attracted to someone, think it's their soulmate, and it's really someone who's a part of their soul family, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so this could also be something where there's something's a little off, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because a soulmate, and especially a compatible soulmate, is someone who is right for us in the here and now.
That's right.
A soul family member is someone we know from other times and places. We love dearly and deeply. We have this understanding with each other, and we can, let's say, communicate even without talking.
Right.
And a lot of people who haven't really fallen in love, when they meet a person like this, they think like, oh, this is true love. This is a soulmate experience or whatever. And then they get into a relationship, but the romance is not there actually. Or if it's there, it's not going to last for long.
Right.
And then, of course, people get disappointed.
Right. So how do we think, what do you think, or what's your perspective on how people can recognize that, but maybe save the relationship, because it is a divine connection, right? That soul family relationship is a divine connection. It might not have been, might not be the soulmate, the divine life partner that you were looking for. But, you know, oftentimes we get in that situation and then we just like will end up breaking up with that person who we have so much history with, we have so much love for, and maybe never having them in our lives again. However, if we could learn to, like, as what was Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris from Coldplay, they said they consciously uncoupled, right? So how could we save our relationships from a point of view that, okay, so maybe this isn't working romantically, but I still love you and I still want to be a friend?
That's up to the two people who are in this relationship. I mean, if they want to take it further to a friendship and be friends, they can do it. But they need to realize that it's no one's fault, actually. Like, if they take a step back and they see what's really going on, and that it's no one's fault, it just happened, and it's not meant to be this compatible soulmate experience for them, then they just move on.
So what would you say is that person is asking for that they didn't receive in that relationship? Right? So we're talking about how people are asking so much, I want my soulmate, I want my soulmate, I want my soulmate. And then this is what they get. What would you say to somebody who's like, I was asking for my soulmate and this is what I got? What would we do? How could we help them?
Well, what I would do in a session is I would work a little bit around the aspect of receiving a partner's love, like being able to experience this passionate this thing of being passionately in love with someone, and this other person being in love with us. So
Right.
it's from both sides.
You know, something just popped for me too that actually just came up recently in a session with somebody that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little bit of the same scenario, and I said to her, well, I really saw one of the things that came up in the session were all of these challenges from childhood with her father, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what she was really, when she was asking for love, she was really asking for the love that she never received from her father. So therefore,
Exactly.
she ended up in this relationship with this man who showed
Mm-hmm.
up much more like her father than he did a lover, right?
Yeah.
And so we found these limiting beliefs and perspectives about what is love and how to receive love, but also receive love. Yes, there is a love that comes from the father, from a mother's love, a father's love, a brother's love, a sister's love, of course. But then there is that divine life partner love. That is, you know, a connection that is full of passion. That is a connection that is full of
Mm-hmm.
um, a give and take, a give and take, an
Yes.
equal receiving. And you know, it was so beautiful actually about this particular client is it was a huge awareness. It was a huge release for her, right? And
Mm-hmm.
when she re-identified and recalibrated with that knowing, she actually the relationship sizzled out in and of itself. And when
Mm-hmm.
it sizzled out in itself, because it was no longer held by those beliefs that she perceived was what she wanted, right? So once we
Mm.
switch those beliefs, which you guys will learn in the theta healing classes, once we shift those beliefs, then all of a sudden it creates this space for her to actually connect with a lover. And it was really, really beautiful because I would say within 6 or 9 months, that relationship just fizzled. And then she met this guy. You know, the guy that she
Mm-hmm.
was seeing originally was like 25 years older than her. Not that that's a problem. I'm not judging that. But he was like 25 years older from her. They had different likes, they had different passions in their lives. And
Mm-hmm.
so when she started to identify, which is going to lead into the second half of what we want to talk about, when she started to identify her own self-love and what she wanted and what was important in her life, then all of a sudden the relationship fizzled, right? And
Yeah.
so when the relationship fizzled, she had the space to then begin to align with those new beliefs and those new asks that she was asking for. So she wasn't
Mm-hmm.
wrong. There's no wrong here. It's just a matter of what her perception of love was
Yeah.
really what she was looking for was a father's love, right? And
Mm-hmm.
once she could identify and know the difference, then she realigned and in her ask, and then drew in this amazing, amazing relationship, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I've seen it so many times happen. Like
Yeah.
even with when people come and work on their relationship issues,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, I want a divorce," or "I want to break up,"
Yeah.
and we work on their beliefs and on the patterns they are recreating, especially from their family.
Right.
Um, what I see sometimes is the relationship totally shifts.
Yeah.
So things
Completely.
totally shift, and it's a new thing for them.
Right.
They totally cannot believe it.
Yeah, it's so exciting, right? They get really
It
excited about it.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So let's talk a little bit about what I've come to understand and
Establishing.
know.
Mhm.
The most important thing in going after and seeking to attract your soulmate is to really fall in love with yourself, you know?
Mhm.
A lot of people are seeking someone to fill a void. They're seeking someone to fill a hole. And
Mm.
what happens is once the hole is filled, then what? Right? Then
Yeah.
what? So what I want to offer, what we want to offer to people is this awareness and this ability to tap into and find and discover, how do you love yourself? How do you appreciate yourself?
Mm-hmm.
How do you respect yourself? And it's a little harsh, but how can you expect anybody else to love you if you don't love yourself? How can you expect someone else to come into your life that can't give you what you can't give yourself? You know?
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you suggest for cultivating a sense of self-love? Or what do you do? What do you do for
It's
yourself?
exactly like you said, like if you don't love yourself, how do you expect someone else to love you?
Yeah.
And this is also the big trap, because
Yeah.
so many people don't know how to love themselves, or
Hmm.
they don't think about it. They're not aware of
Yeah,
it, and they're just looking for someone else to do that for them.
that's right.
So whatever it is we are looking for in a soulmate or in a partner, we can also um, give ourselves. Like, if I want someone to bring me once a month flowers, I
Hmm.
could buy myself flowers. I don't know need someone else to buy them for me. And then when
That's
I
right.
meet someone who will bring me flowers, that's okay. But I can also do it for myself.
Yeah, but sidebar, I have to tell you something really funny that just popped for me. So, that's such an act that I love receiving flowers, right? I
Hmm.
really do. I love receiving flowers. I love flowers. Lilies are my favorite, like white lilies are my favorite. And I always wanted my ex-husband to bring me flowers, right?
Hmm.
And he never really did. And so I started buying them for myself, right?
See?
I started buying them for myself, and I would put them on the dining room counter, and there they would be, that dining room table, and there they would be, and he would be like, "Wow, those are so, so beautiful." He's like, "They really, really light up the house." I said, "I know." I said, "They're also for you, right?"
Hmm.
And he was like, "Well, I like daffodils. I don't like lilies. I don't love lilies." And I was like, "Okay, I love lilies. Lilies are my favorite flower." And okay, yeah, great. And so when it was daffodil season, I would bring him like bunches and bunches of daffodils. And I'd be like, look,
Hmm.
daffodils. He'd be like, wow, they're so, so beautiful. But that wasn't his love language. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
his, he didn't give a shit. And whereas if because for me, it would have meant, so it always meant so much. And not to say that he didn't buy me flowers, he did every once in a while, but it was
Hmm.
a blue moon, you know what I mean? And when I started to buy them for myself, I was like, wow, you know what? I don't need somebody else to buy them for me.
I mean, if you know that um, you can fill the gap of what it is you need on your own,
Hmm.
then you just start um, like attracting this from others also.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if, for example, someone doesn't feel worthy, this is something that others feel about the person. Like, oh, this person doesn't feel worthy, so how can they show them that they're worthy? They won't.
Right.
So they're
I,
like recreating the same thing all over.
yeah, and I also have to add something to that that just popped for me too. So my amazing partner that I'm with now, um, he lives 7,800 miles away in Shanghai, as you know,
Hmm.
and he sends me roses all the time, like
Wow.
without quite like without asking, without expecting. You know what I mean? It's just like for my birthday or for Valentine's Day or for our anniversary, I'll just get a delivery, and I never set out and said to him, "Oh, I like to receive flowers," right? But
Yeah,
by me changing my nature, all of a
exactly.
sudden it changes in the upper worlds too. you know? So I touched on
Yeah.
something that I think that we need to also let people know, and that's called love languages. And that's something that we're going to talk about in our class too. You know, people have
Yes.
different love languages. And
Yes, totally.
when I think one of the ways to identify self-love is to really identify what your love language is. What is it that you want, you know, and express it. We're so afraid to express what our love language is because we're like, yeah, well, you know, my partner likes sex and I like to go shopping. That's what makes me feel loved. So we feel odd about it, but it's that level of communication that allows the other person to know, you know, and to be open to
Totally.
the dialogue, to know your partner, and to know yourself is such a huge component of drawing in and recognizing your soulmate. So why not figure out your love language while you're asking for your soulmate, right? That's a part of self-love. What is your love language? What's important to you? How do you
Yes.
feel nurtured and cared for? You know, one of the things we're also going to talk about in our experience is how to date yourself, how to take yourself out on a date, how to be kind to yourself, and how to treat you the way you want someone else to be treated, someone else to treat you, right?
Yes, and don't get us wrong. It's not about showing everyone that we don't need a partner.
That's
It's
right. Not
about
at all.
creating it for ourselves and then attracting it also from someone else.
Absolutely.
That's the whole deal.
That's the whole deal. Awesome. So, Joanna, we gave them a little bit of a taste. Shall we leave them with a theta healing meditation that they'll experience in class and maybe give them some
Yes,
downloads?
yes, I think that's a good idea.
Okay,
A,
amazing.
a meditation and then some downloads.
Perfect.
So you want to
Okay.
do the meditation?
Yeah, I'll do the meditation. Or would you like to do the meditation today since I did it last week?
No, I'm good. You can do it today. I'll do it next week.
Okay,
I'll do it next
you'll do it
week.
next week. That's right. So just so everybody knows, mark your calendar. Joanna's leading the meditation next week, and she's awesome. Okay, so be here, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so let's just close our eyes for a second and come to our center and start to feel this energy buzzing around you. And let's just become present. Joanna and I were talking before our session today that there's some really interesting energy that's going on, some intense energy around. And astrologically, what's happening is we are kind of recalibrating a little bit. We have some interesting dynamics that are going to happen towards the end of the month, and the universe is coming in to just give us a little window of how to prepare and how to stay centered and how to stay grounded through them. And so just allow yourself to become completely present in this moment and allow everything that has come into your space today in this week today and in this week to just kind of let it go and focus your attention on your heart. And as you focus your attention on your heart, you see this beautiful ball of light. As you see that ball of light, I want you to imagine that ball of light grows bigger and bigger. It grows so big that now you're in that ball of light. Expand that ball of light into the room that you're in and further beyond there to the city or the town, the state and the location. Expand out past there, out into the country and the continent and the bodies of water that surround that continent. And expand out so your energy is one with everything in the entire world. Feel that earth. Feel the beautiful majesty of Mother Earth. Feel the oneness that you are with Mother Earth. Allow her to gift to you and receive from her as you gift to her and she receives from you. And now expand out into space, past different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way, and even beyond that until you come to different layers of light, some light and some dark. But keep just pushing through, go further and further and further with your expansion until you come to a beautiful golden light layer. As your energy passes through this golden light layer, you can feel its support, its nurturing, its care, and you expand out into a layer that feels like liquid. And as you pass through this liquid, jelly-like substance layer, you take in all this energy, pushing and pulling you in different directions, and you expand out past there. And as you expand out through the jelly-like substance layer, you see this beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And as you mesh with the law of compassion, allow that energy of compassion to become your being, and allow it to propel you into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, the plane of oneness. And now witness all those atoms and molecules dissolving into oneness with everything. You may feel a tingling sensation in the back of your neck, shivering down your body. Allow that energy to be an energy of healing for your body. And from this place, Joanna and I are going to offer you some downloads. And downloads are just packets of energy that are accepted into your subconscious mind and into those atoms and molecules that make up your being. And they have the power to change your life instantly. And all you have to do is say yes to receive them. So Joanna, would you like to offer some downloads for our guests?
Yes, of course. Okay. So would you like to have clear discernment between a compatible soulmate and a soul family member?
Yes.
And be able to recognize when you meet a soul family member and not mix it up with a compatible soulmate or divine life partner.
Yes.
And would you like to know what it feels like to fall in love with someone who also falls in love with you?
Yes.
And also that you can create your own pattern of being in love and not recreating the one you were brought up with, maybe, or the one you are just recreating from relationship to relationship and you feel disappointed from that.
Yes.
And would you like to know?
Yeah. Sorry, honey, keep going.
Sorry. Would you also like to know that it's even possible to love yourself and to let others love yourself the same way?
Yes.
Okay. So
I
Daniel,
also
go
want to
ahead.
I want to add, for some reason I pick up that some of you may feel like these patterns are your nature, like that you keep attracting the quote unquote wrong person into your life, and that's just the way it is, and that there's no other opportunity for you. But would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to, and when to, and where to recognize a pattern to allow yourself to take full responsibility and change your course? If you would like that, say yes.
Yes.
And would you like to know that it's safe for you to believe in possibility without the fear that you'll be let down?
Yes.
And would you like to know that you can date again, that you can date, and that you can date and have fun, and it can be playful, and that you can go through those opportunities with ease and grace? Would you like to know that?
Yes.
And would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how, that no matter what has happened to you in the past, no matter how far you've been beaten down, that you can always get up, and you can always recalibrate, learn how to move forward, and then take action steps to do so? Would you like that?
Yes.
And then Joanna, let's download them with unconditional love. So our
Yes, let's
friends,
do.
if you would like to receive unconditional love, Would you like to know that you are unconditional love? And would you like to know that you're worthy of recognizing that unconditional love? Just say yes, and Joanna and I are going to collectively download you with this unbelievable force from the Creator. Thank you, Creator.
Okay.
Amazing. So now let's just take our palms. Let's rub them together. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Coming back into this reality. Now put our palms over our eyes. Our eyes are the windows to our soul. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being a part of my soul family. And
thank you for being a part of mine.
How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? Thank you guys so much.
Next possibility is traveling.
Exactly. So we're going to also, while I have it right here, I'm going to just give you guys the website. My website is theprovocativeIntuitive.com, and you can register for the Soulmate experience there, or learn a little bit more about the Soulmate experience. And this is the website, Joanna's website, ThetaHealingInstructors.com. You can learn a little bit more about her, what she does in Greece and in Europe. And we're so, so incredibly thankful that you were all joining us. And just a reminder, next week, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's 5 p.m. where you are, right, Joanna?
It's 5 p.m. for us here in Greece, yes.
And 5 p.m. in that time zone. So thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful, and magical day. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joanna. Mwah.
Thanks,
Sagapo.
Daniel. Sagapo, Diego.
Oh, yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.